Guys, how's it going? So one thing that often ends up happening to me is someone in my family will hear that I like tinkering with stuff and fixing things, and then things like this end up getting dropped off on my workbench. Basically, I end up fixing people's lawnmowers and snowblowers and chainsaws and anything you can imagine because, well, they hear I enjoy doing that. So, left me with, where is it? A note. So when these kind of things get dropped off, it'll have a note. Like home light takes a long time to warm up, so you can use it. Plus, when you're using it, it keeps dying out. Probably a carb issue. Husqvarna will start, but wouldn't keep on running. I see what he means. Just not getting enough gas is all. All is well. So, I guess we'll start ripping apart. Also, the brake doesn't work. I couldn't get it to stop it anyways. Pull back to reset. Don't know. Oh well, here we go. I'm already a little skeptical of what's wrong with this because one of the screws here was already loosened right off. So that tells me that someone's already been in there trying to take it apart, which could be an indication of how bad the problem is. Somebody else couldn't figure it out. But I have a feeling it is just that carb being gummed up. It's the thing I hate about chainsaws is people are gassing them up and there's still dust and sawdust flying around and stuff, and it goes in the tank, gets sucked up, and then it's clogged, and then it ends up here on my workbench. I can actually see the gumminess on the inside. Yeah. They all come apart so differently. I'm not sure if you can see in there, but this looks like a rubber boot, and I've never had this one apart before, so this looks like a rubber boot, and as you can see, someone's had this off and it's not sealed right. So if that is what I think it is, that means that this is sucking in sawdust straight into the motor. Would you look how fucking dirty that is? So actually, we're kind of lucky here. It's not actually like a boot or anything that seals. So there's no worry of having sawdust go through. There's actually a paper gasket here. As you can see, there's no sawdust or anything inside there, so that's good. That feels cross-threaded. Look at that stupid design, eh? Like, why the fuck would you want something like that? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to town, pick up a spark plug. I don't like that fucking plug, for sure. And yeah, just gonna go to town, grab a plug and some carb cleaner. Before I go, though, cut up some little wads. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, so it's the next day, but anyways, what I ended up doing to this was, after I cleaned out the carb, it still didn't want to run quite right, and the fuel lines looked pretty old, and they were brittle, and they were kind of falling apart. So I redid all the fuel lines. I put a new fuel filter in the tank. And then after I tuned it, which there's just a couple of fuel mixture screws over here that you can't really see. After I tuned it, I got it to run pretty damn good. So I'm pretty happy with it now. So that's that saw. Oh, and I also did the spark plug, of course. And then this one, the only complaint about this was that it would just die if you let it idle. So I just bumped up the low mixture on this one, and that's pretty well it. It was pretty good after that. So, and that's not that bad. The other thing with this saw is when I got it running good, I took it out and I was testing it on that tree branch that fell in the ice storm. I was bucking it up. This little screw here, which adjusts the tension of the chain on the bar, actually slipped out this way. So what that did was it allowed the bar to go in or out as far as it wanted and tighten or loosen the chain right off. So what I did to remedy that is I made this just a small little piece of metal that would fit right in there, and it covers up that whole slot wherever the screw is. So now it absolutely cannot pop out of there. And I don't know why it did it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's just worn out over time. So now, with this in there, I can now adjust the tension of this, which I'm going to go ahead and do, and then I'll fire up both saws, and we'll see how they run. See, now that it's cooled down again, I might actually have to adjust that low idle again, or the low fuel mixture again. Maybe just bump it up a bit. But yeah, when it was warmed up yesterday, it worked just great. So I'll go on to this saw now. See, the thing I don't find weird about this saw is it doesn't have a primer bulb. So just choke on and see what happens, I guess. That one runs great. Also, this saw here, I see if I can show you on the video, is super easy to tune because if you look inside, I don't know if you can see it, there's actually like a slotted spot that you can fit a flathead screwdriver in. Now, on the other saw, it doesn't have those. It's just like a post with knurls on the outside. It's almost like that. So the way you tune that is, I actually found this online, I think it was a YouTube video. You take one of these pens and you pull the end of it out, and then you can force it down onto it, and then that'll grip the outside and turn it. Alright, so those are good to go. I will let them cool down again, and I'll fire them up once more just to make sure, because I find especially with these Huskies. Oh, that's loosened. That's tightened right up. I have to adjust that again. Especially with these Huskies, they're really hard to tune and get them to keep a tune. So I'll fire them up a couple times and just make sure they're actually going to hold it. Yeah, it seems to be a common problem. Especially, I think this is what this is the 136. And when I was trying to look up the like the specifications, like where you should start off, like for the fuel mixture and stuff, especially with this saw, everyone complained. This one not so much, and this is a newer saw. You can see how much older this one is just with how faded the plastics are. Yeah, that's that. I'm just gonna dick with that chain a little more, and then on to something else.